Good evening. Good evening and welcome to Vanderlyn Hall on the beautiful SUNY Ulster campus. At this time, I would ask you to please silence your cell phones and any electronic devices. Thank you. At this time, it is my great honor and privilege to introduce the Ulster County Executive Chief of Staff, Adele Ryder.
Thank you. Good evening. First, thank you to President Cott and the Board of Trustees for once again honoring us and hosting us so graciously at the SUNY Ulster campus. Joining us tonight, I am pleased to welcome our friends from labor, our partners from the business, health, and education sectors, our social and community and not-for-profit organizations, and our citizens from all walks of life. We thank each of you for giving us the opportunity to report to you on the state of the county. We also have here tonight some fine elected officials. Allow me to introduce them to you. Susan Spear is here representing U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. Susan. John Quigley and Heidi Haynes are here representing New York State Senator George Amador. Dwayne Pasterpak representing U.S. Congressman Chris Gibson. Elliot Auerbach, our very own Ulster County Comptroller, is here with us tonight. And Mike Freer, the brand new Undersheriff. Mike? I'm also very thrilled to welcome our excellent legislators, Ken Runk, the Majority Leader. Ken? Don Gregorius, our excellent Minority Leader. Okay, go fast. Jeanette's telling me go fast. Chris Allen, Lynn Archer, Carl Belfilio, T.J. Briggs, Mary Beth Mayo, Jeanette Provenzano, and Mary Warrow, Herb Litz, and last but not least, Jim Maloney. Did I miss anyone? Manna Joe. Great. Thanks for being here with us, all of you. And we also welcome some of our former legislators, Alan Lomita, Mary Shealy, and Kathy Meem. From SUNY Ulster, in addition again to Don Cott, and thank you very much for having us, we're pleased to announce that Bill Spearman, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, is here with us tonight. Ann Marat, the vice president and dean for enrollment management, Ann. And Cornelia Denver, the acting dean of academic affairs. Town supervisors, Carl Chipman is here with us tonight. Carl. And Jeremy Wilbur is also here with us tonight. Jeremy, thank you all for being here. So at this time, may I ask that you please rise as the Ulster County Sheriff's Honor Guard presents the colors and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Boy Scouts Jesse Joy and Aaron Mellick.
Present. Out.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Jesse is from Troop 8 in Sawkill, and Aaron is from Troop 135 in Glasgow. Both of these young men are working towards obtaining Scouting's most distinguished honor, Eagle Scout, and both chose to do their Eagle Scout project at our Patriots Project. Jesse installed the flagpoles, and Aaron built the shed. Please join me in recognizing their contributions to our county's veterans. Now please welcome SUNY Ulster graduate and current SUNY New Paltz student Courtney Shealy to sing our national anthem.
Praise on. Out.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail as at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight at the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Colors. Ice. Forward. March.
Now I would ask Rabbi Hecht of Congregation Agudas Achim in Kingston to offer the invocation.
Thank you, Adele. Before the county exec walks in, if I can ask you all to please cooperate with me and pull a fast one on him. I didn't say to run out, but I would like to take the first official, unofficial Ulster County selfie. Just bear with me one moment. We'll get it. Adele, you want to get in? If you need help, I know your boss. I'll talk to him. I'll tweet that later. Thank you. When I was called and asked to come here this evening, my answer was yes. I hung up the phone and my wife said to me, "You're never going to be there. You have to be in Brooklyn Thursday morning and then into Manhattan. You'll never be back in time." And my response to her was, every morning, Mike Hein gets up and dedicates himself to 180,000+ people. And if someone needs something, you know you can go to him and he will always be there for us. I said, by hook or by crook, I will be here. Getting off the thruway this afternoon, I will not tell you how fast I was driving, but I was here on time. And the officer says, "Where are you in such a rush?" And I said, "Why was I driving a little fast?" He says, "No, just flying too low." In any event, I told him where I was going, and he sends his regards. So I'd like the county exec to know that the trooper hiding in the bushes at mile marker 79 on the thruway says hi. Avinu B'Shamayim, God and God of our fathers, please accept my words as prayer and a blessing. Bestow your success, blessings, and all that one would need to succeed in leading this county upon our executive of Ulster County, Michael P. Hein. He should have all the success to continue what he has begun and to fulfill his goal of making this place, this county, a better place for all its citizens, all its residents that live here. As you bless him, please bless not only him, but all his staff, both professionally, but also in the private life, with prosperity, with all that they need, with happiness, that they can continue their selfless role in public life of leading and working for all the citizens and residents of Ulster County. Avinu B'Shamayim, please make that this year of 2015 a great one and a one with wonderful memories. Let us all respond. Amen.
Thank you for those truly moving words. Please be seated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, over the past 6 years, we have all had a front row seat to watch the transformation of county government. When Ulster County teetered on the brink of financial disaster, we all witnessed democracy in action when we, the voters, enacted the charter, and a new form of government was born. A new form of government that ultimately made one individual accountable to the people of Ulster County. And since then, we have seen sweeping reforms and innovation, resulting in the increased services our residents require while providing the protection our taxpayers deserve. Now, Ulster County has become a beacon of responsible, good government, shining all across New York State. So the question is, since the transformation of county government has been such a success, why is it that we continue to do more? The answer is simple. We have a county executive who will not rest on complacency or maintaining the status quo when it is possible to build a better Ulster County for all our residents. And so tonight you will hear some exciting initiatives which will serve as building blocks in 2015. Environmental stewardship, infrastructure investment, social responsibility, and fiscal responsibility. This four-part roadmap will certainly build a better Ulster County, and we are fortunate to have a leader with the commitment and vision to continue to build upon the successes which he has already delivered. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to introduce Ulster County Executive Michael P. Hein.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Those are all pretty hard acts to follow, by the way. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2015 State of the County Address. It is both an honor and a privilege to serve you as the county executive in this extraordinary place we all call home. In many ways, I find it almost impossible to believe that this is really my 7th State of the County Address. It seems like only yesterday that our community came together and changed its entire form of government, and with the support of so many amazing people, my administration began the daunting task of fixing a broken $360 million government that was on the verge of bankruptcy. We did this all during the largest financial crisis since the Great Depression, and for added measure, together, we also suffered through 2 of the largest natural disasters in our history. But the truth is, the people of Ulster County are both extraordinary and amazingly resilient. And so together, we overcame what may have appeared to be insurmountable at the time. From the start, my administration simply believed that the people of Ulster County deserved better, that they had a right to expect more from their county government, and we were idealistic enough to believe that with hard work and a commitment to innovation, that reform was possible. We believed that working together, we could begin building a better Ulster County, and so we began. Since then, Ulster County has become home to one of the largest county government turnarounds in generations. And I can assure you, my passion for government reform is as strong as ever. My administration remains focused on delivering results and creating an even brighter future for the people of Ulster County every single day. And so we ask ourselves big picture questions, like, are we making things better? Or even the most basic, what does building a better Ulster County really look like? So first, are we making things better? Well, when you set aside all the rhetoric and all the politics, here are the facts. Adjusted for inflation since 2009, Ulster County property taxes have actually gone down. Spending is down. Unemployment is down. Private sector job growth is up, and there's more access to critical services for our citizens than ever before. We've moved from a government on the brink of bankruptcy to the #1 most fiscally stable county in our region, according to the New York State Comptroller's Office. Thank you. And so, yes, by any measure, not only are things getting better, but the state of our county is strong. And to the second question, what does building a better Ulster County really look like? Well, I'm glad to say the answer to that question is as varied as our amazing and diverse 183,000 residents. But to me, a better Ulster County is one that respects our taxpayers while it designs new solutions to bring more jobs to our community. A better Ulster County is one that doesn't shy away from decades-old problems like crumbling infrastructure and instead focuses on innovative solutions. A better Ulster County is one that embraces our role as a leader in protecting our environment, and a better Ulster County holds dear to our humanity, working every day towards a more just and inclusive community that benefits everyone. You see, a better Ulster County is about jobs, it's about taxes and infrastructure, it's about helping our neighbors in need, and it's about our environment. And why do we care so much about our environment? We care because without clean air and clean water, nothing else really matters. And so I'm proud to say we're one of the only counties in the state of New York to have a department specifically focused on our environment. From our unprecedented financial commitment to open spaces to an executive order that banned fracking fluids on our roadways years ago, we have understood the responsibility of taking a leadership role in environmental stewardship. And we did that even when it meant a bitter and ongoing fight with New York City over ensuring clean water in the lower Esopus. It also means getting serious about issues like renewable energy and reducing our reliance on fossil fuels. And so I believe we must be bold and we must be proactive. And so while most governments only pay lip service to the idea of purchasing their electricity from renewable resources, we made the leading edge choice to go all in, becoming the first county in the state of New York through executive order to buy 100% of our electricity from renewable resources. Thank you. Thank you. And to offset any additional costs that we may have incurred, we aggressively focused on improving our efficiency. Then, because of better purchasing, we also now have enough renewable energy credits to offset 150% of our electricity consumption, placing Ulster County among the top municipalities in the entire nation with respect to energy procurement. Thank you. Now, as we focus on reducing our carbon footprint and our overall reliance on fossil fuel, I'm pleased tonight to make a number of additional exciting announcements. Announcements that deliver real change, like charging stations, plug-in hybrids, and changes to our entire UCAT bus fleet. And because we're committed to real change, we as a government must also promote and support that change. So this year, we'll be installing electric car charging stations at virtually every public county facility. And to further promote their use, these charging stations, thank you. If you like that, you're going to love this. To further promote this, all of these will be available to non-commercial members of the public absolutely free of charge. And since I'd like for at least some of the county's fleet to be able to use these charging stations too, each and every sedan we're planning to purchase this year will not only be a hybrid, they'll be plug-in hybrids as well. And with respect to our UCAT bus system, a system that's instrumental in moving thousands of people around a county that's the size of Rhode Island, we will be transitioning immediately. Not one, not two, but every single county bus from standard diesel fuel to biodiesel, significantly reducing our carbon emissions. Now, the net effect of all these changes is impressive. In fact, with the actions we have taken and the actions that we are taking, we're now offsetting the equivalent of 30 million miles of car travel. But maybe the most significant way to discuss this accomplishment is this. We're now able to offset all the negative environmental impacts of all the energy we use. That's all the electricity, all our fuel oil, all our diesel, all our gasoline, everything, including our employee commutes. Ulster County is now among the most environmentally friendly county governments in the entire United States. And my amazing environment coordinator, Amanda Laval, has now certified to me that our government has just become the first county in the state of New York to become truly net carbon neutral. But I think we can do even more. I believe Ulster County can also become a large-scale energy producer, saving money and actually generating some of its very own electricity and moving partially off the grid, and once again, showing exactly what's possible in a larger municipality. So today, I am asking the Ulster County Legislature to join me in fighting for the necessary NYSERDA grants to complete a major 4-megawatt solar project, a project partially located on the former Town of Ulster landfill and partially located right here on the campus of SUNY Ulster. This project will eliminate the equivalent of 5,200 barrels of oil every year and have a serious positive benefit to our environment for years to come. It's going to be great. Yes, it's my great hope that together we can make this plan a reality, because regardless of anyone's politics, I believe we should all be environmentalists. Doesn't everybody really want clean air and clean water and a sustainable future for our children? And if our goal is a bright and sustainable future for our children, one in which America's promise remains great, then on top of a healthy environment, we need a healthy economy supported by well-maintained and regularly upgraded roads and bridges. The incredible infrastructure that was built in the 50s and 60s is now approaching the end of its useful life, and the truth is, America's roads and bridges are failing at a rate faster than they're being fixed. That's a national problem, a state problem, and a problem right here in Ulster County too. And on top of those national challenges, we in Ulster County have also had to deal with the consequences of Hurricane Irene and Tropical Storm Lee and Superstorm Sandy, and add to that the fact that our current infrastructure must be upgraded to support greater traffic loads, increased pedestrian usage, plus the additional impacts of climate change. The fact is, if we're to begin reversing the troubling national trend and avoid costly and dangerous breakdowns in the future, we had to dramatically increase infrastructure funding. And so we did. In October, I introduced an unprecedented initiative we called Building a Better Ulster County, a multi-million-dollar infusion of money to greatly expand our repair, upgrade, and replacement program, a plan that will also help us better prepare and protect our valuable infrastructure from the next natural disaster, though we hope it never comes. And so with our Building a Better Ulster County initiative, we utilized $3.5 million and turned it into one-time revenue and leveraged over $10 million in critical infrastructure projects across Ulster County this year. This will allow us to take important steps towards turning around the local portion of this troubling national crisis before it's too late. That's $10 million in infrastructure work. That means we're not just going to patch roads, we're going to make them better. We're not just going to pave over old roads, we're going to repair them structurally and widen shoulders and make things safer for joggers, cyclists, and school children everywhere. Places like Lucas Avenue will be widened and our fairgrounds made safer. And the area around the Highland High School won't just be paved, it will be widened to accommodate greater pedestrian use because the pedestrians at risk are our children. And in Rosendale, the connection from the trestle all the way down to the business district below will be better. And the Bridge Street Bridge in Phoenicia all the way back into town, there'll be enhanced shoulders for residents and tourists alike. And in many critical areas that have been weakened by natural disasters in the past, we will utilize enhanced Geo-Stabilization Technology to stop potential future collapses. And in addition to all this, we're expanding our bridge replacement program, solving complex and long-standing problems before there's a crisis. And since we're always looking to make things better, we're also overhauling the entire process by which we replace bridges in highly populated areas with large economic impact and limited detour options. Instead of simply closing traffic for months, I've directed my team to utilize a more inclusive process that focuses on community involvement, greatly improved pedestrian access, and last, but definitely not least, a co-located temporary bridge. This process will dramatically reduce the negative impacts on both businesses and residents alike, and I'm pleased to say we'll be introducing this new planning process immediately as we focus on the replacement of the bridge that crosses the Wallkill River in the heart of New Paltz, scheduled for 2016. The good news for me, by the way, the good news for me is this bridge has already been named. In fact, I know. In fact, our county DPW will be everywhere this year, coordinating an unprecedented amount of infrastructure work from Saugerties to Marlborough and from Ellenville to Hardenburg. And though our infrastructure needs are great, our history of fiscal responsibility is what has made all this infrastructure work possible. It's put Ulster County in the unique position to provide a critically necessary and unprecedented infusion of money. And though the fact remains it's not enough, it will make a significant dent in the problem that is decades old, making our community safer and our infrastructure stronger. Simply put, this is all a direct result of responsible government. Making our community safer and our physical infrastructure stronger is all part of building a better Ulster County. And so we must invest in our educational infrastructure and our job training efforts too. As I said during my budget speech, I believe we as a nation must come to terms with the uncomfortable truth that access to the American dream is not always equal. And for some, the hope of a better job, a better education, and a better way of life remains exactly that, only a dream. And so this year, we are moving forward with a number of programs specifically designed to improve access to higher education, plus provide valuable job training and real job opportunities for people in need. And oftentimes, enhanced education can be the most effective and direct route to greater opportunity. But in today's day and age, exorbitant college tuition costs and crushing student debt are blocking far too many Americans from accessing higher education, though the one shining exception has always been our community college. And ladies and gentlemen, that must continue. That's why last year, working with our legislature, we designed a creative solution that held the line on tuition, ensuring no tuition increase this year. And now, we are providing an additional $120,000 to SUNY Ulster to virtually guarantee there won't be a tuition increase for our students again next year. And it's my great hope that the President's plan in Washington for free community college tuition finds success in some way, shape, or form. because places like SUNY Ulster play such a pivotal role in providing life-altering higher education for so many students. And in fact, greater access to higher education is precisely why we fought so hard to create the S.T.R.I.V.E project in the heart of Kingston. It provides opportunity and a real chance to break the cycle of generational poverty as we work towards building a better Ulster County. And I'm thrilled to say construction is underway right now, and soon it will be open and changing people's lives. Well done. Now I know that for others, the American dream still remains elusive. Even though Ulster County's unemployment numbers are down, and we're actually experiencing the longest period of continuous private sector job growth since the year 2000. For some, the recession has not ended. And so we must continue to design solutions that expand on the successes of initiatives like our Guaranteed Jobs program. And just to give you a glimpse into what the Guaranteed Jobs program meant, it was a cooperative pilot between county government, SUNY Ulster, BOCES, and our private sector. It was designed to recruit and train employees for jobs in our advanced manufacturing businesses. These are high-quality jobs that could completely change the trajectory of someone's life and help them and their families better participate in the American dream. And so let's talk a little bit about just two of our success stories. There was an individual who hadn't worked in 3 years, who had fallen on hard times and who was receiving safety net benefits. But after completing our Guaranteed Jobs program and improving his marketable skills, he was hired by a participating local advanced manufacturer, and he's now making a real living wage with benefits, and for the first time in a long time, as an opportunity at a brighter future. And in another case, we had a participant who had immigrated to America, became a U.S. citizen, and after completing our Guaranteed Jobs program, he's now earning a starting wage of almost $21 an hour with benefits and a real chance for both him and his family to better participate in the American dream for generations, just like all of us. Done right, these programs can change lives. And so to build upon the types of successes for others who receive public assistance and who may be chronically unemployed, we are implementing a new pilot program called the Career Ladder, a greatly expanded program supported by the legislature to fill in the gaps between state and federal dollars with the ultimate goal of helping our neighbors in need into the workforce and out of the system. This program will be overseen by our Office of Employment and Training and is scheduled to begin later this summer, and I'm pleased to say we're beginning to identify potential candidates for this program right now. I also believe that the government workforce itself must change. We must move closer to resembling the demographics of our entire county if we are to truly remain a great nation. That means a serious commitment to things like shattering the glass ceiling, which we've done by leveling the playing field for women in county management positions, and it also means becoming the first county in the state to eliminate potentially discriminatory hiring practices with an executive order that banned the box on county employment applications. Thank you. It also means taking proactive steps to improve recruitment and retention within Ulster County's minority communities, because I believe every citizen should view municipal employment as a viable career path, whether they choose that path or not. And so in addition to putting real dollars behind it, I have formed a committee not just to impact county government hiring today, but also to impact the diversity of our hiring pool for all government employees within our civil service region for decades to come. To me, this is a basic issue of right and wrong, and it's at the heart of American principles like fairness, justice, and equality for all. And I'm proud to say that we as an administration have never shied away from discussing complex issues. Now is no different. Sometimes individuals and families are faced with serious and potentially even volatile mental health crises, situations that could either become more dangerous and possibly tragic, or hopefully be de-escalated or even solved by mental health professionals on the scene. The problem has always been, how do we get mental health professionals on site quickly? And so I'm proud to say, working with the State Office of Mental Health, my team has secured almost $1 million to create a mobile mental health crisis team, the first of its kind in Ulster County ever. Thank you. Thank you. You should know, studies have shown that mobile mental health teams can greatly reduce unnecessary psychiatric hospitalizations and provide real help for people in need and their families exactly at the time when they need it most. You see, I've always believed in being open about issues that for far too long have remained in the shadows. Issues that are hard to talk about and rarely found in typical State of the County addresses. Crimes like child abuse, elder abuse, and domestic violence, troubling issues that often go unreported. So we've been working with the State Office of Children and Family Services to address these terrifying and complicated crimes, national problems that affect every community with issues like human trafficking and child abuse, because it takes so many different forms. We've also provided more funding to protect victims of elder abuse, whether it's physical, emotional, or financial, because these seniors at risk are our parents and our grandparents, and it can happen to anyone. The truth is, all these types of issues require constant attention and a willingness to implement new solutions. So this year, in addition to our extensive list of services available for people in need, we're also unveiling a domestic violence smartphone app to help victims of this national epidemic at their moment of crisis. And unfortunately, this also raises the related issue of animal abuse, because the fact is, many people who commit acts of violence often begin their troubling pattern by abusing animals. And so I will be submitting legislation to establish a county-wide registry of individuals convicted of animal cruelty. The Ulster County Animal Abuse Registry will identify abusers, and it will make clear just how serious we take this issue as a community. And most of all, it will allow us to better prevent animal cruelty in the future. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I know all these issues are painful to hear about, but they're also reality, and they tear at the very fabric of our society. So if we're truly to build a better Ulster County, then they are issues we must address. That said, none of the serious issues that we have discussed are solvable at all unless we have the privilege to live in a nation that is free. And the individuals who provide that freedom have not only earned our undying respect, but sometimes they need our help too. And so as a county, we should all be very proud that we came together to create a solution to solve the serious challenge of homelessness among our veterans population with the Patriots Project. Great job. Thank you. And though the Patriots Project is a beautiful building where anyone would be proud to live, at its core, it's not about being a beautiful building. At its core, the Patriots Project is really about honor and integrity. It's about community and respect, and ultimately, it's about attempting to repay a debt for service that we as Americans can never truly repay. I'm proud to report that because of the overwhelming level of community support, Ulster County's Home for Our Homeless Vets is now up and running and changing people's lives every single day. And some of the success stories we've heard would literally move you to tears. It also now stands as a shining example, though, of what's possible when our incredible community pulls together as one. But the Patriots Project has an added benefit, too. It has opened a deeper dialogue within our county about our community's obligation to our veterans and exactly what kind of community we'd like to be. And the fact is, I was appalled to learn there was no one single place in Ulster County where the county officially honored and remembered those brave soldiers who had fought and died for our nation. And as I stood on the tarmac when yet another flag-draped coffin was returned home, I knew that had to change. And so once the Patriots Project was complete, my administration turned its attention to creating this long overdue memorial to honor all the fallen soldiers of Ulster County in one prominent location, to remember those brave heroes who had fought for our liberty and bought and paid for our freedoms with their lives. And so I formed the County Executive's Veterans Advisory Committee and asked those amazing vets who helped on the Patriots Project to help once again. And they stepped up. And they were joined by even more veterans as well as members of our county legislature from both sides of the aisle. So tonight, I ask that they rise and you join me in thanking my Director of Veteran Services, Captain Steve Massey, Deputy Director Keith Bennett, and all the amazing members of the committee for their hard work and their dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, their new task was not simple. It required painstaking research and a focus on results. They had to identify over 1,300 names of all the fallen soldiers from Ulster County dating back almost 240 years. And so in addition to recognizing the committee, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to others who helped too. People like our county clerk, Nina Pastupak, our town clerks, town supervisors, veterans organizations, and families all across our great county who were involved in helping complete this solemn but important task. I told the committee from the beginning that I would ensure the necessary funding was available, and with the legislature, we would provide the most prominent location in county government, the front lawn of the Ulster County Office Building. But it was the committee's task that was truly massive. Not only did they have to assemble all the names, I asked them to design the entire memorial as they saw fit, since I believe that only our county veterans have earned the right to do so. And so tonight, it's my great privilege to show everyone an artist's rendering of what the Monument of Honor will look like. And also, I'd like to thank Woodstock Harley-Davidson for the battle marker that will be located in the center. Great job. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in the greatest nation on the face of this earth, and I pray every single day that we never need to add another name to this monument. But I also know that we live in the greatest nation because of these brave soldiers, and so we continue to owe a debt of gratitude we can never repay. So to show our respect and to honor both our fallen heroes and their families, I'd like to invite each and every one of you to join me at the dedication ceremony for this long overdue monument, a sacred place where Ulster County residents who've made the ultimate sacrifice will be honored and remembered forever. This event is scheduled for Sunday, May 24th, one day prior to Memorial Day. And ladies and gentlemen, I also never forget, our nation, our state, our county, and all our freedoms emanate directly from the sacrifices made by these brave men and women. And so I believe that we have an obligation to them, and as a government of the people, to do our jobs well, to help build a better America and to build a better Ulster County in the process. So we take our responsibilities seriously, and I believe the best thing we can do as a government for our residents and our businesses alike is not tax them out of existence. So that's why we have fought so hard to lower your property taxes in an era when virtually nobody else does. We've also created Ulster County's first tax stabilization reserve to protect both you and our local businesses from higher taxes. Plus, we've designed an exciting new strategy that will deliver yet another property tax decrease next year, as long as our legislature continues to join me as they have in exercising fiscal restraint. But property taxes are only one part of the solution. In our role as an economic development advocate, we've delivered real results in a number of other key areas with creative ideas like the Ulster Advantage program, a program that provides real savings directly to you, while it also encourages everyone to buy local and support area businesses more often. And as we move from fresh ideas like that to big dollars, we're extremely pleased with our successful efforts to secure almost $28 million from the governor's highly competitive consolidated funding application process over the past 4 years. That funding has helped area businesses, not-for-profits, and local municipalities too. That's money for entrepreneurs to expand and compete in businesses that employ over 1,000 Ulster County residents. And what many people may not be aware of is that our Director of Economic Development, Suzanne Holt, and her team have also assisted over 330 business leaders and entrepreneurs this year alone. And as we work to design more solutions that help our taxpayers and create a more welcoming business climate, we must also ensure that there are enough appropriate shovel-ready sites available to meet the need. And so today, I am asking my partners in the Ulster County Legislature to join me in exploring the feasibility of demolishing the old county jail and converting that potentially prime location into a new shovel-ready site for responsible and sustainable business development. This collaborative effort will provide a great opportunity for more jobs, an enhanced tax base, and the exact type of smart growth that our community now longs for. Thank you. Thank you. Together, we have, as a community, have experienced many successes and unfortunately more than our fair share of challenges. But it is our resiliency that has always been our greatest strength. In the past, Ulster County was forced to completely reinvent itself after the catastrophic loss of IBM, and in many ways, we've now become more diversified and less vulnerable to the loss of any one employer. The proof of this diversity is found in the facts. As I said earlier, unemployment is down and our private sector job growth is some of the best in the state outside New York City. And we are in the midst of an exciting expansion in our tourism and hospitality industry with projects like Williams Lake and others around our county. Our $500 million agricultural industry is evolving through our farm hub, and the growth of emerging technologies like 3D printing at SUNY New Paltz and even more advanced manufacturing taking place every day is so promising. But we must also remember that our county is geographically huge. And so while some parts are doing well, others are still struggling. And the Ellenville and Wawarsing area clearly exemplifies a portion of our county facing profound and long-standing challenges. This beautiful and proud region, with amazing citizens and some of the most breathtaking scenery anywhere, has been disproportionately negatively impacted by both the financial crisis of 2008 and also the complicated and sweeping problems that have affected traditional Catskill resort areas since they boomed in the 50s and 60s. Now we hope that a gaming license at the Nevele can be part of the future solution. We all hope that the extraordinary community support and compelling economic story would be enough to sway the State Gaming Commission. But I also know that we cannot allow anyone else to predetermine the future of our community. The people of Ellenville and Wawarsing are extraordinary, and we as a county must face these long-standing challenges together. And to be quite frank with you, if others won't help us, then we must find a way to help ourselves, and so I will step in and I will act. And though I don't control the same amount of resources, I can assure you I am committed to doing everything in my power to help. So tonight, I'm announcing an initiative we're referring to as the Ellenville Million. $1 million specifically dedicated to helping the people and the economy of Ellenville. $1 million set aside from funds due the county and collected by the state to offset any casino impacts from neighboring counties. $1 million towards projects that help Ellenville and Wawarsing. $1 million to simply make a difference. Thank you. And to that end, the county will look for recommendations from an extraordinary task force of well-respected citizens, as well as community input, and ultimately the projects will be voted on by the entire Ulster County Legislature. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing this special task force that will advise the county on the Ellenville Million. The president of the Rondout Valley Business Association, Richard Travers. Local business person, former Ellenville manager, and former county legislator, Mary Shealy. Community leader, Reverend Julius Collins from the Shiloh Baptist Church. Ellenville Hospital CEO, Steve Kelly. Local attorney, Julie Lonstein, local business owner, Phil Coombs, and local business owner, Candido Perez. I'm looking forward to their recommendations and with our legislature to funding some valuable community projects that make a difference as soon as possible. You see, I believe the legislature and my administration have an opportunity to accomplish extraordinary things this year. And so in addition to the Ellenville Million, it's my great hope that their agenda also includes other key areas, like the 4-megawatt solar project, like the animal abuse registry, like converting the old jail into a productive shovel-ready site, and also partnering with my administration to ensure the 2016 property tax cut we have designed. And on the state level, the county legislature must also focus with our entire state delegation on delivering the timely passage of a sales tax extension that our towns, the city of Kingston, as well as the county rely upon to deliver essential services to people in need without incident. And so yes, we have lofty goals as a county and much work to do. But over the past 6 years, we have come so far and accomplished so much together that our community has actually redefined what possible looks like. You see, I've always believed that our citizens shouldn't have to choose between a government that's fiscally responsible or a government that's socially responsible. People are more complex than that, and they have a right to expect both. You can have clean air and clean water and still want smart growth in your community. You can embrace with profound respect those brave individuals who enforce our laws while we all work towards creating a more fair and just society. So yes, I believe in operating an efficient and effective government, the same way I believe in providing a warm bed and all the services they need to anyone facing a freezing cold night on the streets. So you see, I once heard President Bill Clinton refer to himself as a bleeding heart cheapskate, and I smiled. Yes. But as humorous as that was, I believe there was a valuable lesson in it. One that reminds me exactly why we work so hard to run the county government well. We do it to protect our taxpayers, and we also do it to make sure we have enough money to help those among us most in need. So I can assure you, we will continue to root out fraud, waste, and abuse with the exact same intensity that we bring to designing compassionate solutions for people in need like our children and our seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, we will reinvent county government every single day and strive to make it better for you, because our hardworking middle class has every right to both prosper and participate in the American dream just like everyone else. And I never forget, we live in the greatest nation on the face of this earth and the finest place anywhere to live, work, and raise a family, but I also know it can get even better. And so with your support, together we'll build a better Ulster County today and an even greater Ulster County for generations to come. Thank you. Woo! Thank you very much.